Welcome to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show. My name is Danny Heifetz, and I am joined by Danny Kelly and Craig Horlbeck. And today we are going through all our must-add players after Week 12. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to go through waivers. We're going to go position by position.
Must add in quotes.
It's a good call. There's no must-adds this week. This week is awful for waivers. If we're telling you the truth, there are no buys this week, the week of Thanksgiving, and it's Week 13. And most, I would hope, all fantasy football now is structured basically. There's 14 weeks in the regular season. And the playoffs are like week 15, 16, and 17. And so, right off the bat here, we're going to tell you the truth. There are no buys this week. There are 6 teams on bye in week 14, which for most everyone is the last week of your fantasy regular season. So, this waiver show is going to be a little different than others because realistically, I bet almost nobody is like plugging a waiver player into your lineup this week. And I bet a ton of people are going to have to do that next week with your playoffs on the line. And so we're going to be trying to like double dip a little guys who might contribute this week, but we're also going to be keeping next week in line. And honestly, if you take one thing from this episode, I highly, 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 highly encourage everybody to click the little button and check your starting lineup in week 14 because like Bo Nix is on by a quarterback and Anthony Richardson's on by a quarterback and Jaden Daniels is on by a quarterback. And like, look at those positions.
Lamar Jackson, the Ravens being out is going to kill
Henry.
A lot of people in week 14.
Yeah, tough. So keep it like go to your lineup right now while you're listening to the show and look at what positions you'll need in week 14 and keep those in mind while you listen to this episode because you want to be a week ahead of that. So that's really the thing for right here. So yeah, we'll go through each position. We'll all pick our favorite player from each position, and then we'll do a little trivia tiebreaker. It's not that complicated. Again, emails trivia, fantasy or ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com, fantasy courts, etc., etc. So there you go. And again, no buys this week, but Broncos, Colts, Patriots, Commanders, Ravens, and Texans are on bye next week. It's really bad. Yeah.
Can we spread them
Joe
out?
Mixon and Nico and Stroud and John Taylor. Yeah, a lot of guys on bye next week. So with the playoffs on the line. So
week 14 buys.
I know.
Just can't abide it.
So we'll get into waivers in a second. I do want to just note the follow up on the Jets. We were joking about how like we basically were like, why did the Jets fire Joe Douglas, the GM, when they did? And then I kind of like half joked, half kidding, was half serious when I was like, I think they wanted to hire a search firm earlier. Well, the Jets hired a search firm. The 33rd team, which is a real website that covers the NFL, and the Jets hired, led by Mike Tannenbaum, who used to be the GM of the Jets, and Rick Spielman, who's the GM of the Vikings. And to quote our own Sean Fennessy, who tweeted out, hiring the GM you fired to hire your next GM, can't make it up, worst franchise in professional sports. DK, do you think it was a good idea that the Jets hired the GM that they fired to hire the next GM?
I do not. I don't.
You don't like that?
I don't think it's a good idea. No.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Do you think somebody would? It's like getting your ex-wife to help you find your next partner. They know everything about you. Maybe maybe they could help you. They could help the new person do what they couldn't.
Maybe
that happened in Sex and the City at the end with Carrie.
You know, like
have you guys seen Sex and the City?
Yeah, but wait, I'm actually I've never seen it, and I'm on season 4. So stop talking.
Oh, okay.
Please don't spoil it.
Okay,
I just kind of tried to not even think about what you just said.
I don't even know what you're saying. Anyway. In a weird way, I was kind of like, if you actually play Process of Elimination, Woody Johnson is going to be the ambassador to England, probably, again, or something. I don't know. And so, do you want him to rush it? Do you want him to do it at all? Do you want his brother do it? His brother runs business for the Jets. Do you want him to also, like, that guy hired Adam Gase. You want his brother to hire? So I'm kind of like,
I kind of want his kid to do it, Brick.
Dude, Brick. Okay, yeah, we found Brick Johnson's Instagram. Woody Johnson's kid, Brick
Johnson.
It's crazy, too, because
Brick,
how old is Brick?
I think he's like he's in college, so he's college age.
Which is weird because that means he was named Brick right when Anchorman came out.
Do you think Woody Johnson saw Anchorman and was like, "That's my son, Brick"?
That's out of all the people, he's the one I want to name my son after.
Do you think Brick is going to get to interview?
Brick?
I don't know if his real name's Brick, but he goes by Brick. Either way, who goes by Brick anymore?
Yeah.
DK, did people ever go by Brick?
I was going to say.
No one went by Brick.
Brick was never a name. That's why they named Steve Carell Brick in Anchorman.
No one goes by Brick. That is the heat check of like my dad is like a billionaire ambassador who owns the Jets and we own a pharmaceutical company and I go to Harvard. Like you can go by whatever you want.
Harvard tennis team.
Harvard tennis.
Brick Johnson.
Brick Johnson.
Yeah. So Brick will hire the next
honestly,
GM.
kind of sounds like a porn star name.
Honestly, it does.
I mean,
honestly,
look,
well, maybe
My reaction to this whole thing is in the age of everyone doing their own research, why can't this team just do their own fucking research and figure out who they want to hire instead of hiring some firm to do it for them?
You know why? I think that the GMs, so like there's this weird thing where like general managers, once you're a GM, it's very hard to be a GM somewhere else. Like very hard, because either you do a good job and you stay there, or no one else wants anyone's damaged goods. And it's really funny to think that like the people with experience don't actually get a second shot, when in theory you'd think they'd actually be good at it. Now that they've already done it, you could try again. However, all the GMs then kind of set up shop and then do consulting because they know what the owners need to look for, but they're not really in the market to be hired again. So you have all these people actually end up kind of advising and being Rasputins in like shadow industries. And frankly, they kind of just stay on the cash flow of all these billionaires. It's a really funny like world, but yeah. It's just incredible.
You can just go to like the team websites and be like, look, this guy works for the so-and-so team that's been drafting well. Maybe I can interview this guy.
Get the assistant GM on smart teams.
It's just a thought. I don't know.
I think I could do it. I could run the Jets.
You could not run the Jets because I think your tenure would fail there because you can't hire Bill Belichick. He won't work for the Jets.
Bill won't work for me. That's true. That would be a challenge to my hire Bill Belichick strategy.
Brick, Brick, I've been playing a lot of tennis. So if you want to link up in LA when you're out here, I'm assuming you are a lot. I don't know why, but I just feel like you are. Hit me up. We can play, talk Jets.
No, they're in Florida, dude. They're not going to LA.
You don't think? Look, billionaires. He's going to LA. Sometime.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
he'll be at Coachella. Maybe I'll see him at Coachella.
There you go.
Oh yeah, later we're gonna do. Kai has prepared for us. We're gonna do a game with Craig called Coachella artist or Harry Potter character.
I've made a point to not look at the set list too closely.
Yeah, we're gonna play a little game with Craig
Harry
later.
And I haven't binged or read Harry Potter in the last 3 days.
So, but first we'll go through waivers, and again, waivers is pretty gross this week. But again, it's fine because like there are no teams on bye, and frankly, knock on wood, not many players are hurt by the standards of like week 12 and week 13. So like again, we're gonna go through this starting with running back. DK, who's your number one running back entering this week and or next week as well?
Looking around for my teams this week, I was going to go ahead and try and make a few waiver claims, and then I just carried on living my life instead. There's like no good running backs to add this week, I would say. The best of the worst, that group, I would say, is Tank Bigsby for the Jaguars, who he's been banged up last couple of games. They were on bye this last week, but it sounds like Trevor Lawrence is coming back. Previously, he had sort of taken over the lead back duties for ETN. He had 18 carries and 26 carries in the 2 games preceding his injury. I don't feel great about this, but he's at least like a quote unquote starter for this team. So I'm going to go with Tank Bigsby, even though they have a pretty tough lineup schedule coming up here.
They do. They play the Texans next week and then the Titans, who are actually really good. They just bottled up Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a bye next week, which honestly, a couple of the waiver wire running back guys I was looking at do have byes next week. So yes, I also had Tank Bigsby. I mean, he's the best running back on this team. And when he's healthy, he's probably going to get 15
breaking
carries.
tons of tackles. Yeah.
He's better than ETN as a rusher.
And I'm fine with that. Doug Peterson's going to get fired after the season, and I swear Doug Peterson just doesn't like Travis Etienne, and he will probably play Tank Bigsby because he doesn't care anymore going forward. So I like that. And also the other ones, like Washington's in a weird situation because Brian Robinson hurt his hamstring, and he entered the game, and he got hurt in the first play, and then he came back, and then he left again, and then like Austin Eckler got like knocked out on a kick return late in that Washington Cowboys game. So I don't know if they're going to play this week, but I don't know if you want to. So Jeremy McNichols is like the last running back on that roster, and he's played for spurts. I don't know if,
but he's not even like a between the tackles guy. They're probably going to bring back Chris Rodriguez, who they had 2 weeks ago, who they waived.
And that offense in Washington is like way less sexy than it was 4 weeks ago. And so the combo of the offense is worse. The running backs are worse
this week. Yeah.
And
they play the Titans, and they're on bye the week after.
That's exactly it. It's like, I don't know if you want to add Jeremy McNichols or Chris Rodriguez for like, you're not going to play him this week probably. And then you're on bye, so you're going to cut him. So I agree. I'll do Tank Bigsby. Yeah. However, I'll say this, because if you go through the other options, Ameer Abdullah for the Raiders, who hasn't had 200 rushing yards to the season since 2017, and Nate Yonke at PFF did a good job charting that he has like a 3-down role here. But all these teams suck. The Raiders are one of the worst rushing teams of my life. So all that's to say, if you really need a guy, I agree Tank Bigsby. But I think that we never talk about this, but if you have a waiver system, I would rather save your waiver claim. And like, don't put. I would rather add one of these guys on free agency.
Yep.
Yeah, save your fab, save like waiver claim, and just try to go higher in the order. I wouldn't add anyone this week, and I would just wait for next week.
If you have fab money by week 13, good on you.
Yeah. Hey man,
I have like $2.
You just shooting, pulling trigger.
Shoot or shoot.
Yeah, shoot or shoot.
The other one I'll just shout out is Roschon Johnson for the Bears, who has like 7 goal line carries and 6 touchdowns, and that's all they do is just give him 1 yard carries for a touchdown, and that's all he does. But yeah, I'll go.
I think Gus Edwards still out there as well. He's playing tonight, so we don't know exactly what he's. Well,
we can do. Let's do the trivia, and then we can figure out who we want to do after. It is the Tank Bigsby showdown time. I want to time it so on video it looks like I'm banging. It'd be cool if the gong was behind me and I spin around and bang it.
Like
my buddy Brian offered to give us. He has a gong at his work, and he offered to give it to us. And then he like hit it, and it was just nowhere near as satisfying as the sound effect gong. So
thanks,
Brian. But we like the little deeper, bassier.
Your gong's not good enough for us, Brian.
His gong was small, and it was like ding.
His gong doesn't go deep. Not deep enough for our gong.
Yeah.
All right. This one's from Dan.
Size kind of does matter
with gongs. It does. Yeah, I would say.
This one's from Dan.
Danny.
In recognition of Craig's claim that Ross was not in the wrong because he and Rachel were on a break during Friends.
I didn't say that. That was one of you.
I think that was Heifetz.
Yeah, no, you, Heifetz.
Oh, well, I said it. Okay. What percentage of people in a 2019 poll said that Ross did not cheat when he and Rachel were on a break?
What percent of people said that Ross
did not cheat? And I got to tell you guys, I guessed that I nailed this.
So wait, what is the female population in the world? It's like 51% or something.
Yeah.
50-50 split roughly. Can we do a quick Friends refresher? I have seen the show multiple times. They were on a break. Did Ross sleep with a woman or just make out with her?
I think she worked at a Kinko's. No, they slept together.
They slept together. Okay.
But they like ended. Ross and Rachel like broke up.
Well, they were
they were on a break, but it was like on a break, but like on a break, like a break. And then like the next day or like 2 days later, Ross slept with the girl from Kinko's.
And this is what percentage of the total population thinks he was cheating?
No, thinks that he was not cheating.
Oh, thinks that he was not cheating. Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay.
I'll count out 3, 2, 1, and then I'll tell you guys what I did. 3, 2, 1.
25%.
What'd you say, DK?
Went the wrong way. I said 60.
I said 66%.
Okay.
And I'm going to fucking kill DK because the answer is 60 on the nose.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how confident I was I had that. Because I literally was like, well, every man plus and then some women will call it 2/3.
That's literally the exact same logic I use. I'm like, every man, 49% plus a fraction of the women.
I thought I had better faith in society and I was let down.
They're on a break.
They're on a break. They were. Okay, so DK, you get.
Wait, Heifetz, do you think it was okay what Ross did?
I think it's not cheating, but it's not okay. Like it wasn't cheating. It's like what's that Olivia Rodrigo song?
It's not okay
song?
if you're ever planning on getting back together with that person.
Yeah, like Olivia Rodrigo, and she's like, you didn't cheat, but you're a traitor. Like Ross didn't cheat, but he's a traitor. I think that's the vibe. Okay. So DK, you get Tank Bigsby. I'll take Gus Edwards going blind into Monday Night Football. Even though what happened, I'll take Gus Edwards and everything these people. But again, the real answer is I wouldn't even use a waiver claim. I would just like save your powder and see what happens next week.
I agree, but if I have to take somebody, I'll take Ameer Abdullah.
Yeah, that's fine. It's brutal out here. And again, the thing with Ameer Abdullah is like, so the Raiders, they
play on Black Friday.
They play on Black Friday, but then if you need someone for week 14, it's like, will Zamir White or Madison be back by week 14?
Probably.
So it's all ugly. Keep all that in mind.
I think White's actually an okay addition too. Zamir White,
sucks.
Because he had taken back sort of the lead job in that backfield, and then he got hurt.
I know. The
so
Raiders,
when he comes back, if it's this week, he could be the starter. He's sort of a speculative ad.
I know, but Desmond Ritter is going to be the quarterback for the Raiders.
It's all bad.
Minshew,
it's all
broke
bad.
His shoulder.
Just carry on living your life instead of placing a waiver claim on any of these guys.
Wide receiver.
This is hard.
Who's your number one receiver for this week and or also next week? Kind of.
Well, for this week, I'm going with Noah Brown, the Commanders. Again, you mentioned it at this start of the show. It's like week 16. Or sorry, there's no teams on bye this week. Week 14, there's a bunch of buys. But if you do need someone to plug into your lineup this week, I think Noah Brown is a solid option. He had 10 targets last week, 6 catches, 71 yards. If you go back the last 5 games, the last 4 games, he's actually out-targeted Terry McLaurin 26-17. And again, this is because Cliff Kingsbury just lines Terry McLaurin up on one side and hopes for the best instead of moving his best receiver around.
That one's tough, though, just because Noah Brown, I think last week, like Rich Rebar had this great stat that Noah Brown lines up on that side, the right side of the field the most, and then the Cowboys give up the most yards to that side of the field. And so it was kind of like an IQ test for whether Cliff would put Terry McLaurin over there, and he didn't.
Right.
So
his targets last 5 games, 10, 4, 7, 6, 6.
But would you use a waiver claim on Noah Brown knowing that the Washington's on bye? Like, do you like him that much more than some of the other guys? Bye in week 14?
Yeah. I think the other guy that I would add, there's 2 other guys I would add, Devaughn Vele for the Broncos and Xavier Legette.
But the problem with Vele, once again, on bye week 14.
Yeah, he's on bye in week 14.
Yeah. There's no good options. There's no good options in week 13 waiver wire edition.
Craig?
I think I would go with Xavier Legette, who is not on bye over the next 2 weeks. He's playing the Bucs in week 13, which is nice. Bryce Young's actually playing all right. We were just texting about this. Bryce Young is playing easily the best football he's played as a pro. They're playing the Eagles week 14, which is like basically a bye in fantasy because of how good the Eagles have been against the pass. The only other guy on my list, Josh Downs went down with a shoulder injury. He might be week to week. Alec Pierce for next week against the Patriots. But again, the Colts are on fucking bye week 14. So it's very hard. So the 2 guys I landed on, Xavier Legette, and then maybe Dontayvion Wicks for the Packers. Romeo Doubs is going to be out most likely with a concussion on Thanksgiving when they play the Dolphins. If that lingers and he misses another game, the Packers are playing Detroit. And Wicks played the majority of the snaps when Dobbs went down. So I'm going to go with Legette or Wicks if I had to pick. Oh, God. You know what? Maybe I'll go with Dontayvion Wicks.
I would go Legette of those 2. I would go Legette because here's my issue with Wicks. The Packers.
I don't think he can catch, but neither can Christian Watson. So
he can't catch. But here's my issue with Wicks.
Craig, you have a type.
If you're going to play Wicks this week, there's no buys. So you're playing Dontayvion Wicks from waivers to your lineup because there's like an injury situation or someone's questionable. But the Packers play on Thursday night on Thanksgiving, right? Like they play. I'm pretty sure the Packers play the Dolphins on Thursday. So I feel like you're not going to you're going to want to know. You have like a game time decision. I feel like you're not going to want to make that decision on Thursday. So that bothers me a little. And then like if Dobbs comes back, he won't come back from the concussion on Thursday, but the Dobbs can come back the following week. So I would go Legette I think that's the tiebreaker to me is that like. The Panthers want to see what they have with Xavier Legette going forward, and I think
I just worry about Philly, but that's totally fair.
This all sucks. I would say the other person we're not mentioning, Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
Sure.
Who just had the second best stretch of his entire career, basically tied for the best stretch of his entire career on the Saints. And then they're playing the Rams this week, and again, also not the greatest thing, but they're playing the next 2 games, and Valdes-Scantling had like 3 touchdowns and 200+ yards over the 2 games. And I'm like, you know what? Again, upside, like
I refuse.
You need 1 pass to return the thing.
Also, week 14, MVS is playing the Giants.
Who are about to give up, imminently about to quit on Brian Daboll. I can't even tell you how imminent the quitting on Brian Daboll is about to be. I'm sorry to report. But the other person I'll say, if you don't like that, if you would like to, again, kind of like getting into Bitcoin at 100,000, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine for the Titans, who has 6 touchdowns in his last 7 games. And
I love that we just refuse to pick him.
I know. It's like, meanwhile, the person who's just, it's like every time on the roulette wheel, it's red. And we're like, shit, should we put it on red? And we're like, no, next time it'll be black. But it's going to be red every time till we put the money down. So we're not recommending Ikhine, which means that he'll keep scoring touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment we recommend Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, you should stop taking him. But yeah, that's the other person I would throw out there. And also Trey Tucker for the Raiders because Desmond Ridder came in and immediately had 4 completions to Trey Tucker. Shout out to Nate Yonke for pointing that out. That's not nothing. It's ugly as hell. Yeah. But if you are like looking at your week 14 lineup and you're like, oh my God, like I have nobody to play who will play snaps, you could do worse than Trey Tucker. But that it's not like cool or sexy, but like I think he will actually have a chance to deliver you double-digit points in week 14.
Is AOC coming back?
I don't know, man.
I thought that Aiden O'Connell could come back.
I don't think they would have traded for Desmond Ridder if they liked him.
Aiden O'Connell returning to practice Tuesday could play.
We'll see. So either way, I think Trey Tucker's solid. But again, this is all scraps. I think this is very much like if you're looking at week 14, if you've been relying on like Terry McLaurin and Nico Collins and you're like, oh my God, I literally don't have receivers. I think MVS, Westbrook-Ikhine, Trey Tucker, and then also Xavier. I like Xavier Legette a lot. But Legette would probably be my first choice.
DK, who did you pick? You picked Noah Brown.
Noah Brown. I think I'll switch to Legette to make it a little more simple. I like him.
Well, I'll jump on too since he was in the top 2 for me.
All right.
We can do that for trivia. All right. It is the Xavier Legette showdown time. It's pretty good.
The overhand gong hit. I like
Yeah.
that. I go for the underhand, like sort of like baseball swing.
I'm sitting at a desk, so
That's fair.
I'll get a standing desk next time.
This one is from Matt.
Matthew.
Hey.
What year was the leap year created?
Oh, for crying out loud.
What a fucking miserable question.
To be clear, we appreciate the questions.
You guys are salty. You asked for
Yeah.
realistic questions, and like we got questions that people were like, no offense to the person who sent this, I like this, but you're like we got questions of like, if this, how many lumens does it take to power the Superdome? Because you know what I mean, and it's like that living room takes up 1,000 to 2,000 lumens. And then, like, how many would it take to power the Superdome when the Harbaughs met last time and the power went out? And I'm like, this is a real question. It's a leap year right now. This is a real trivia question. When they come up with a leap year, you guys are complaining.
Correct.
That's a real question.
There's going to be some smart guy logic to this that I will not pick up on.
Leap year.
Leap year.
Define leap year. Great.
Can you
read
use it in
an
a sentence?
encyclopedia?
All right.
So what
are we
year did
picking
the leap
how
year
many
get
years ago?
started?
Or are we picking the year it
The
started?
year. You pick the year.
The year it started or the year they came
Oh,
up with it? Or is it the
God.
same thing? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Am I going to say 1742 or am I going to say 280 years ago?
Are you
Say the
trying
year.
to say, you say 1742?
Yeah,
Same
say the
year.
year.
The leap year, you know,
The reason there is a leap year is that a year is not actually 365
I know
days
it's
long.
365.25. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 6 extra hours that they have to account for. Oh my God, you guys are so salty. All right, let's just get this over with.
I just
God.
have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
1400.
1585.
That was really funny.
It's going to be like 1987.
I just said like 500.
Yeah, okay.
The year 500?
Yes.
Okay.
The answer is 45 BC.
Wow, okay.
Part of me was like, did the Mayans figure that out? But I didn't want to go that far back.
Yeah. My thinking was like they've known for a long time that this is a thing, but then when did all like the calendars sort of get synchronized or whatever? People are going on all kinds of different fucking calendars back then.
That's really funny.
So what so I got second. Heifetz got first.
I got first.
1987. Off.
I'll take
Not
Legette,
right.
but someone should probably just take Valdez-Scantling and Westbrook-Akine, like right now.
No, I'll stick with Wicks. If I like Wicks.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with No Brown.
Over Valdez-Scantling
Actually,
and
I'm gonna
Westbrook-Akine.
throw caution to the wind. I'm going Devaughn Vele.
He's on
However,
bye week 14, but I guess this is just for.
This is for this week.
All right. I just love that we just don't have Valdez-Scantling or Westbrook-Akine. Literally, none of us
refuse.
took these people. We're doing it for the people because they should take them, but now those guys will continue to be good because we didn't take them. Tight end. Obviously, if like Jonnu Smith for the Dolphins is available, go get him. He's like literally a top 3 tight end in the last month. Hunter Henry is good. I feel like he's mostly rostered.
Yeah.
Like Hunter Henry if he's around.
Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz. I think like those three, Jonnu Smith, Zach Ertz, Hunter Henry, if they're available, just go get them. They're better than all these people we're about to talk about. But if those people are rostered, which they probably are, DK, who's your number 1 tight end? Assuming Zach Ertz, Hunter Henry, and Jonnu Smith are all gone.
My boy Will Dissly, who has yet to play tonight. So that's a leap of faith a little bit. I think I went with him last week too and the week before. So just run it back again. Will Dissly.
I would take Dissly too. Craig?
Yeah, but there's a guy in second, even third, who I'm okay with.
Okay. All right. Well, Will Dissly showdown time.
It is the Will Dissly showdown time.
Bang. It's DK's doppelganger, Will Dissly.
Yeah. Although I don't really
You guys
see
don't really see it. I
Well, his
feel
friends, your friends say it. I was honoring them.
it's been a thing.
It's been a thing.
I get Tim Robinson a lot more now.
This is from DJ.
DJ.
We were talking about all the crazy things that have happened on times that Nick Castellanos has hit a home run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
DJ says, since 2020, how many home runs has Nick Castellanos hit on the same day or at the exact same time as a tragic or historical event?
Wow.
Since 2020.
Yeah.
I like this question. Okay. Got it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
16.
You said 6. You said 16. I said 12. Right? Okay. So we have to. I think the. God damn it! I think the answer is 17.
Let's go.
Well, it's kind of like up to
times?
interpretation. Hold on. This is actually insane.
That's a lot of fucking times.
We got multiple emails. I've compiled like 3 different emails because people had kept having more answers. It was incredible. I'm just going to go through them. And shout out to everyone who emailed us about this. Thank you so much. It's honestly unbelievable. And if you have no idea what we're talking about, there's a meme where Nick, basically an announcer said like a homophobic slur on air, and then he was like giving his like apology the next inning,
live.
and he literally had to veer out of the apology to announce a Nicholas Castellanos home run.
And then ever since then,
deep into left field, Castellanos home run, and it's just and it goes back to the apology.
Anyway, I might not be here tomorrow, so yeah.
So it became a thing, and then it was like really, it kept continuing. Like it was a little weird. It was like Nick Castellanos was plugged in the Matrix. I had never looked into all of the times this had happened, but I'm going to do it right now. That first incident. Then Castellanos homered when the opposing team's coach, they were reading his apology for a DUI on the broadcast. He did it after Fernando Tatis had a career-threatening injury. He homered after they had a eulogy for a World War II veteran.
Yeah.
He homered immediately after the 9/11 tribute video package on the broadcast.
God.
He homered in his first at-bat after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
Wow.
He
That
homered
wasn't
in
like
the Memorial
live,
Day
though.
tribute package on the air. They delivered a eulogy for the PA announcer who had just died, and then he hit a home run. They announced that the owner of the team had cancer, and then he hit a home run.
My God.
They announced that the legendary Dodgers broadcaster Vince Scully died, and then he hit a home run.
Oh, I remember that one.
And he hit a home run an hour after they announced Queen Elizabeth had died.
Oh, yeah. That was a big one.
There was a bridge collapse. He homered the day of the Ocean Gate submarine implosion.
Jesus.
Oh,
This
wow.
one I had to look up because I thought it was fake. He hit 1 home run on the anniversary of Hiroshima, and then he hit 2 home runs on the anniversary of Nagasaki.
God, dude.
Which is like, that's fucking weird. Like, what the fuck? And then he hit a home run the day that Trump was almost assassinated. He hit a home run 7 days later when Joe Biden dropped out.
Oh,
And-
yeah, that's right. The Trump and the Biden.
Both
Man.
days. Then someone emailed this hours ago. I couldn't believe it. I looked this up. This is true because I did not believe this was true. It is true. His first minor league home run, the first home run of his professional career, was the day that bin Laden was killed.
Wow.
It's like we didn't know about the connection back
We didn't
then.
know it then, but like literally this guy's entire career is like...
This is like a glitch in the Matrix type
It
of deal.
is.
They're like, we did like, let's add something lighthearted to the...
Well, just
to the
something's coded
menu.
wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's just every time there's some weird, crazy thing, it's just Castellanos homers. So yeah, that's
A drive
right.
deep into left field by Castellanos.
unbelievable.
Has Castellanos addressed this at all? I'm sure he has.
That's a great question. I don't know.
Yes, he has.
He's probably like, sorry guys, I just keep hitting dingers.
Mm.
Anyway, so Craig gets Will Disley.
Okay. So
Dude.
I was third.
I'll take freaking Noah Gray, which is probably dumb because he had 2 touchdowns last week, and I was like, well, that
He's
won't
like,
happen
you're
again.
getting on the Akine,
it's
Westbrook
like the-
Akine thing early.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had 2 touchdowns last week, and I was like, that won't happen again. They had 2 touchdowns this week, and I'm like, all right, well, so it'll happen. It'll keep happening. Rule of 3s.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 touchdowns for Noah Gray coming up. He's better than Travis Kelce right now, though. Low key.
Low key. I guess I'll take Cole Kmet,
Yeah,
who is playing like 5% of the snaps now.
100.
100%
He
of the
played
snaps.
Cole Kmet played every snap last week.
Now that Thomas Brown is the OC, every time I say the Thomas Brown, I'm like, that can't be right. That's too generic. That's
Tom
his
Brown.
name, right?
Yep.
And yeah, Caleb's been playing better. 10 targets in this last game, 7 catches, 64 yards. He's kind of like the underneath option, which is nice. It's not going to get you a ton of yards, but he might get you a lot of targets. So Cole Kmet.
Can I throw out? Is it ridiculous to throw out Isaiah Likely?
No, not at all.
75 yards last week. And he missed the 2 weeks before with a hamstring injury. And I know he
Yeah.
had that big week 1 and then kind of didn't do a whole lot for a while, but I still think in terms of like explosiveness and wanting a guy who can just have 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in a game, other than Noah Gray, I mean, Likely's the guy to do that.
Likely's like the best player in the NFL who plays like 50% of the snaps.
Yeah. The new Tony Pollard.
I feel very strongly that.
Quarterbacks, I think quarterback's actually a really important position to stream, and I do think you should be a week ahead of it. Just check, because again, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and Anthony Richardson, that's 3, maybe 4 quarterbacks who are starting, never mind CJ Stroud and Drake May, who I think if you're in a 2-quarterback league, you're probably starting him. So quarterback's huge. I think you have to start thinking about, because I don't think any of these guys are playing this week, but I do think you have to plan ahead. Caleb Williams is like decently available, and Caleb Williams is playing it's not an awesome matchup. He's playing the 49ers. The defense is not quite the same. Nick Bosa, we don't know if he's going to play. Either way, it doesn't matter. He's running. Caleb Williams I would add him. Stafford, it's not like awesome, but they are playing the Bills, so maybe that's a shootout. Although I would also throw out the other guy. Honestly, dude, Derek Carr playing the Giants. Again, I'm a little worried the Giants defense is going to quit. I hate Derek Carr, but also I bet that Derek Carr is going to shred the Giants, because that just kind of feels right because of how much I've complained about Derek Carr in the last couple of years. So yeah,
Will Levis versus Jacksonville, baby.
That's the other one. It's Will Levis versus
Billy Jeans.
Hell yeah.
Will Levis has a really good schedule for like the fan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really have the chutzpah to like trust Will Levis with my entire season, but Will Levis plays Washington, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Jacksonville. It's pretty solid.
Levis has been like actually kind of okay since he came back from that pretty brutal shoulder injury. He's had 19, 16, and 17 points.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So yeah, Levis is a totally viable candidate. It's just you have to be able to stomach whatever embarrassing thing he'll do.
You think Levis has played well enough for them not to take a quarterback in the first round?
No, I don't think. No, the short answer is no. I don't know if the Titans will be in position to take a quarterback, because I don't, you know what I mean? If like Shedeur Sanders is gone and Cam Ward's gone, I don't know if they're going to be like Quinn Ewers or Carson Beck is good enough. But I don't think it's like they're going to be like, well, Will Levis is the reason here. I think the leader
that win really killed them.
Yeah. No, winning's bad. Winning's terrible. Defenses, there's a few. I just mentioned, if you're looking purely at next week, I mentioned the Saints, like the Saints defense playing the Giants and Tommy DeVito. That's one that's definitely available, probably. Mm-hmm. I will throw out the Buccaneers, though, which is, the Bucs defense is not as good as it's been in past few years, but if you just look at the quarterbacks they're playing in the next month, Bryce Young and the Panthers this week, which Bryce Young's playing better, but still. The Raiders, which will be either Desmond Ridder or Aiden O'Connell in week 14. That's like, you talk about streaming defenses on a week where 6 teams are on bye and you get to find the team that's playing the Raiders. That's pretty solid. Then they play the Chargers in week 15, which isn't great. But then week 16, it's the Cowboys, where it's going to be Cooper Rush or Trey Lance at quarterback. That's like as good of a stretch as you can kind of ask for with right now. So I would say the Bucs, that to me is really solid.
And then if you want to look ahead to week 14, I mean, some lower rostered defenses that you could probably sneak in and grab. I mean, Heifetz, the Saints are playing the Giants week 14. I don't know how you feel about that.
But yeah, no, I just shouted them out. I think that I really think the Giants are going to be a disaster. The Saints are
sorry,
totally
you
viable.
said them. Yeah.
I was talking about the Giants. You probably tuned me out. I get it by now. I understand.
The Giants have gotten a lot of airtime in the last couple of days.
Yeah, but it's negative though.
Yeah, this is the one case where any good press is not any press is not good press for the Giants, I would say.
I don't know.
Where's Daniel Jones going to sign, Heifetz?
I don't know where he's going to sign this year, but I think there's a reason. I mean, Schefter and them threw out Minnesota. I think there's a reason for that. I think Minnesota, like Daniel Jones in Minnesota with JJ McCarthy is like kind of perfect for everybody, because it's perfect for the Vikings because Daniel Jones stylistically like is a really good quality backup for JJ McCarthy. He's good enough that you could play him early for JJ McCarthy, like coming off the meniscus surgery. And if Daniel Jones, you're like, probably will get a few starts, but also you're going to like learn, like, the Kevin O'Connell, like they're going to have that Shanahan, like McVay kind of system, which frankly is what Daniel Jones should be. That probably should be what he should be for the next 7 or 8 years. It's just like someone kind of like how Cam Akers is just passed back and forth between the Rams and the Vikings over and over because he knows the system. And then Houston, same thing with the Shanahan. Like Daniel Jones should just be the backup for CJ Stroud or JJ McCarthy or Brock Purdy for like the rest of his life. So I think that's a good place for him to learn. But going forward, I don't know. It probably just hop and go to San Francisco, go to someone's going to make the playoffs, win a Super Bowl. You guys want to do a little, what was it? Kai pop in right here. And we do a little Kai's guys, and we're gonna do a little Harry Potter or Coachella artist.
You want to do waiver? You want to do the waiver trivia wrap up first?
Oh yeah, wait, yeah. Kai, wrap us up with some waiver here. Pick some teams. What's going on?
Of course. First of all, hi guys, how's it going?
What's up, King?
What's up, Kai?
It's good to be
Kai,
here.
do you want to address the video that's rapidly circulating the internet of you in the Washington facility where you may or may not be just totally bombing a perfectly thrown ball by your friend?
No comment.
Okay, TCU hands. Okay, cool.
Release,
All right, Kai, what's
Real
going on with
alligator
waivers?
arms. out of you.
release the Grady cut. You know, there's a cut out there. I might have caught a touchdown or two.
Yeah.
Okay, so Craig, you just trivia total real quick. Craig, you have 14. DK, you're in the lead. DK's at second with 13. Heifetz, you have 9. Last week, to recap, Heifetz had Roschon Johnson, Alec Pearson, Will Dissly, still to play tonight, 12.1 points and counting. DK had Trey Benson, Elijah Moore, and Hunter Henry for 12.3 points.
Ugh.
And Craig's in first with Christian Watson and honestly, not Christian Watson, Jonnu Smith, 19.6 and counting with Gus Edwards tonight. And I picked Craig, so back in the win column, knock on wood.
So I beat everybody with one player, and Christian Watson should have doubled my score.
That's waivers.
Yeah.
It's waivers in a nutshell right there.
And then this week, just to recap real quick, Heifetz had Gus Edwards, Xavier Legette, and Noah Gray. DK had Tank Bigsby, Devaughn, Vele, and Cole Kmet. Craig had
Grossest
Ameer Abdullah.
team of all time. Yeah.
It's a stinky week. I don't want any of these teams.
Yeah.
Ameer Abdullah, Dontayvion Wicks, and Will Dissly. Just a gross taste.
What's worse, picking this or eating mac and cheese?
It's close, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't like looking at these players. I'll go with Heifetz. Let's do it.
Thank
Gus
you for
Edwards.
solidarity, Kai.
Yeah, man. We'll go down together. So there's that.
All right.
All right, let's play this game.
Yeah.
So last week we were talking about we I don't remember when we talked about the Coachella lineup, and then also Craig hadn't seen Harry Potter, and so we realized, Kai, it's time. Have you prepared Harry Potter character or Coachella artist?
I sure have. This is one of the more fun things I've been able to do for this pod in a while, and that's really
What a
saying
fun
something.
job. You got paid to do that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got paid to eat mac and cheese and pick between Harry Potter and Coachella people. It's great. So
DK,
I've actually
DK, have you read Harry Potter?
I've not read Harry Potter. I've seen the movies though.
Oh, okay.
But
So, some of these might.
if I know
escape
the
you.
answer for sure, I'll bow out. But
I
kinda-
thought is this for me and DK?
I kind of want to
No,
play.
it's for you.
But
But if DK doesn't know, then
if I
cool.
know the answer, I won't do it.
Okay.
So I've prepared two Coachella artists and a Harry Potter character, and then 2 Harry Potter characters and a Coachella artist. Which one?
I think you should
Which
just
should we kick
give
off?
me the name, and I'll just pick Coachella or Harry Potter.
I agree.
Okay,
Like the sorting
I like that.
hat,
I like that.
yeah,
will.
just throw one at me, mix up in whatever order you want.
I
Got it.
agree.
Artemis.
Wow. Coachella.
It is Coachella. One for
Nice!
one.
Oh, I was going to
Bang.
say that was Harry Potter for sure.
DK's over.
I'm already over one.
This is the trivial over again. The better you know it, the worse you do.
Vincent Crabbe.
Harry Potter.
Same.
2 for 2. Okay. Boris Breja.
Harry Potter.
Coachella.
Damn it. Boris Breja.
I don't know who that
Sounds
is,
like-
man.
Sounds
No
like a
clue.
Quidditch player from like the Slovakian team or whatever.
Damian Lazarus.
Damian Lazarus. Coachella.
I think Coachella.
It is Coachella.
Nice.
That's a perfect name for this exercise.
That was so
That's a
hard.
great call, guy.
Lavender Brown.
These are so good.
If J.K. Rowling couldn't come up with anything better than Lavender Brown, I'll be upset.
I have bad news for you, Craig.
God damn
No,
it.
I don't know actually.
I'm going to
I
go
think-
Coachella.
I think it's Coachella.
Harry Potter.
What? J.K., step it up.
Lavender.
I think I have one more. Heifetz might have a few more, but I've got one more from my list.
Yeah, I had fun doing that. Yeah, I saw Kai's list and it inspired
His
me.
name, of course.
Of course.
Lavender Brown.
Lavender Brown, I think, was my favorite one.
Who
That
is Lavender
Damian
Brown in the
Lazarus
movies?
as
Damian Lazarus is a good one.
Who's Lavender Brown in the movies?
I'm honestly
Come on,
not sure.
Lavender. He's the one who splinches Ron.
Oh, yeah. People were so mad that we said Harry got splinched because Ron got splinched.
Yeah, we know.
He splinched Ron.
Ron's been splinched.
All right, Kai, keep rolling here.
All right.
Ron's been
Um,
splinched.
Okay.
Okay.
Barty Crouch.
That sounds so fucking Harry Potter.
Harry
If that's
Potter.
not Harry Potter,
What's final guess?
I'm doing Harry Potter.
Harry.
It's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
All right.
You
I think
did great.
I'm 4 and 2.
Yeah, that's good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right, I got more. All right, can I have some too here. All right,
Okay. God.
Ivan Cornejo.
Ivan Cornejo. Coachella.
I think
Yeah.
it's Harry Potter.
Ah!
No,
Let's go.
DK's seen Harry Potter. Sparrow and Barbosa.
Wow. Is this a little 2-person group? Sparrin and Barbosa?
No, Sparrow.
Sparrow and Barbosa? Well, is that like a duo in Harry Potter? I'm going to go with Harry Potter.
Me too.
That is a Coachella lineup.
Damn it.
That is a Coachella artist.
I
And I think
overthought
it's a
that
I
Harry.
one.
thought they were the Death Eaters.
That's
I
a Pirates of
overthought
the
that
Caribbean reference. That's Jack Sparrow and Barbosa, guys.
It's good.
Is it?
Oh, God damn it.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's
Craig. Moaning Myrtle.
This is either some Gen Z hipster.
She opened
artist.
for Genuine. I remember that.
Moaning Myrtle?
Moaning Myrtle.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
I got one more.
She
Can I
lives
throw
in
one
the
more out?
toilets, right? Or
Yeah,
in the bathroom?
she's the toilet ghost.
There's a toilet ghost?
Yeah, you gotta.
Craig, you
read
got to
these
get
books,
into it,
dude.
man.
Yeah, toilet ghost. I got to dive in.
She did, literally.
Kai, what are
Yeah.
you gonna say?
I got one more.
All right.
Tom Riddle.
Harry Potter.
DJ Tom. It's definitely Harry Potter.
It is
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
All right.
All right, wait.
I've
no,
basically seen the movies.
all right, here we go. Wait, I got to do
I'm
a couple
7 and 3 right now. I'm cooking.
I love that DK is like batting 500.
like
He's
doing
seen the
way
movies. All right, wait. Here, Craig. Wait. Fleur.
I've also
Delacour.
genuinely, I've never heard of any of these bands, whichever
I
ones
know.
are bands. I've never heard of them.
Here, wait. Fleur Delacour.
Coachella.
No.
That is a character in Harry Potter.
Damn it.
Yes.
Jesse Murph.
Jesse Murph?
Jesse
Coachella?
Murph.
Coachella.
Yeah, Coachella.
Coachella.
Nice.
And last
Murph?
but not least,
Whew, I'm sweating.
Rita Skeeter.
Rita Skeeter. Harry Potter.
Yes.
Open for Lil Jon.
Open for Lil Jon.
Damn, DK, you're also kind of cooking right now.
Yeah. Well.
Rita Skeeter was like the one that did. She's like the gossip
Yeah.
columnist.
She's the she's like the page 6 Harry Potter
Oh,
columnist.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, actual last one for me.
She's
I
kind
promise.
of. She's
Okay.
kind of like Matt Bellany in Harry
Yeah,
Potter world.
Okay, how dare
Well,
you? Matt
don't be-
Bellany's not a gossip.
how dare you.
columnist.
How dare you?
No, I'm just saying like Hollywood insider info.
Okay.
It's kind of the
well.
same deal. I don't know. Look, I barely know these characters.
Now you're
It wasn't
just
meant to be an
distancing
insult.
yourself
To
from
be
the
clear, it was not meant to be an insult.
He
Matt's
actually
listening
hasn't
right
seen
now.
the movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Blaze Zabini.
One more time.
Blaze Zabini.
First name Blaze.
Yeah.
Oh God. Coachella.
Yeah, same.
Harry Potter.
No.
So good.
Blaze Zabini? Who is that?
I don't know, man. Admittedly, I outsourced a lot of this. My girlfriend's a huge Harry Potter fan, so I just
That's
texted
so
her.
good.
She sent me some names.
Okay. Here we go. Post Malone.
Oh.
Okay.
It's good. Austin Post.
There we go.
Austin- Malone.
I should have done Austin Post. That's-
Honestly, Lady Gaga sounds like a Harry Potter name.
Lady Gaga does sound like a Harry Potter character.
She's an eccentric witch.
Yeah.
Email us at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com if there's something else you want us to compare to Coachella. And yeah, we're also Craig. People emailed us a bunch of bands you should see, and there's an official Coachella playlist. The people think you should go to Coachella.
Yeah. We got a really nice email from oh man, I'm gonna pull it up right now. From Alex.
Alex.
Alex. Yeah, it was just like a very nice email about him and his partner going to Coachella for like the last decade, and they love it, and they're in their mid-30s, and they gave it a great pitch. So thank you.
Yeah, were they the ones who emailed in and basically were like, it's cool to like have the opportunity to see a bunch of up and coming bands right before they blow up?
Yeah.
And they like
Because then you can say I saw them live before they were big.
And it's the email he sent was really, it was a really good pitch because do you want to read the bands, Craig? Or?
Well, he sent the lineup of the first show he went to, I think.
In 2012. And it is pretty crazy to see. Like Calvin Harris is in like the 5th line.
So the headliners were Black Keys, Radiohead, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg, which is very cool. But then, like the other bands on this list
that are like the small font in 2012. It was really cool to see the small. Oh, Craig,
Frank Ocean was on the 1, 2, 3, 4th line.
That's crazy. He headlined like 8 years later. That's kind of nuts.
Right. Who else? Yeah, Calvin Harris is on the 4th line. Santa Gold.
Ooh, that's fun.
I think Thundercat.
Porter Robinson. Yeah, Thundercat. Dada Life. Oh my God, remember Dada Life?
No.
Azealia Banks and ASAP Rocky's on the 5th line.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. So yeah, there's your pitch. Go to Coachella.
Yeah. All right, fine.
All right.
Boom. Convinced. All right. Thank you, DK. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, everyone, for emailing us at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com. Thank you, everyone who emailed us about Nick Castellanos. Thank you, everyone who emailed us about Coachella and everything and all the other dumb stuff. Email us about whatever. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, DK. Thank you, Craig. Thank you. I already did that part. Thank you, Kai, for producing this episode. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Dilated Peoples.
Dilated peoples or dilated pupils?
Why do I know
Peoples?
Dilated Peoples?
Worst comes to worst is probably what you know.
It doesn't ring a bell, but I know the name. Oh, are they a sample in like a popular rap pop song? Or are they like featured in a popular song from like 10 years ago that was like a big...
Probably. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, off the top of my head.
That's cool.
They sample, they do like, some of their beats are sampled. Like,
I don't know why that name rings a bell. I don't know why.
I think if you listen to Worst Come to Worst, you would definitely recognize it.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, it's a song called This Way.
Oh, yeah.
You know that song?
That's another one.
Yes. This is the song I know. Oh, yeah. Kanye's on it.
Oh, what? Well, they have a Kanye feature and they don't even list him? That's
how underground they are. Yes, that's why I know that song, that band from This Way.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Just to let everybody know before we leave, it's Thanksgiving week, but we will still be back all week. We're going to have Power Hour on Wednesday morning. We're not doing it live on YouTube, but we will be there Wednesday morning. We are still going to have a preview that'll come out on Friday morning as well, and then we'll be there Sunday night. We're not going anywhere. We're not actually celebrating Thanksgiving. We're all just going to be together and watch football. We're abandoning our families.
Yeah.
And we're going to listen to Dilated People and all those Harry Potter Coachella bands.
Yeah.
Peoples. Who was the highest up on that rundown? Like, who was the most popular of all the people you named?
Ivan Cornejo is on the same line as Charlie XCX, which is unbelievable to me.
Oh my God.
That's pretty
Ivan Cornejo?
It's astounding to me.
Oh, Lavender Brown was the girl who liked Ron.
The third name on this list is Benson Boone for Coachella, who I'm sure is famous because they're next to Missy Elliott, but I have no idea who Benson Boone is. I'm sure they're very famous.
Benson Boone I confused stupidly with Shabuzi, but Benson Boone has that song Beautiful Things that you've definitely heard.
Oh, okay.
He basically screams a lot in every chorus.
Well, maybe we'd get along.
Yeah, maybe he'd fit right in with your family.
Yeah, I'm home for Thanksgiving. There's a lot of yelling here. Should we do a poll and if people want my dad's takes on chicken salad?
Wait, chicken salad or chicken Caesar salad?
Just see his opinions on anything.
Okay.
All of it.
We simply must go.
Okay. All right. Goodbye, everyone.